Hello and happy 2026. My name is Haley, and I told myself a year ago I was going to start a YouTube channel. I told myself 12 years ago I was going to start a YouTube channel, and I would even get to the extent of editing a video, and I would never post it. So I think 2026 is going to be the year where I just post it anyways. And I excuse me constantly having to clear my throat. I guess we should probably start there. I have been sick for the past, what feels like 2 months. There's that super flu going around, and man, honestly, it feels worse than COVID did. You're just bedridden for days. I have my dog with me. She's very excited to be back out on the trails. The last time I went on a hike was probably in November. So it's been a minute. So, new year, new me. Not really. Oh, look at these mushrooms. Oh, so cute. There's 2 of them. More like new year, old me. And I feel like I say that a lot. I miss the old me, right? I miss the me. I feel like we all miss the version of us from like 2019, right? I could be wrong, but I feel like I do see a lot of people resonate with that. There's just so much anxiety in the world and lack of communication between people. Social media is not helping, to say the least. Yet here I am posting on YouTube to hopefully connect with others that maybe feel the same, and maybe other people that think, wow, this is really beautiful. Okay, hold on. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Yes, I have been sick for almost 2 months now. I had the super flu where you're just bedridden for weeks, body aches, feel like you got hit by a bus, and everything. I don't need to tell you what it feels like. I'm sure almost everyone has had it at this point. And then came Christmas, and I got this weird throat virus that turned into pink eye. I've never had pink eye before. But today is the first day, January 1st, 2026, the first day that I feel like a person again. So I will take it. I will take it, and I will hit the trails, because I really miss it out here, even though it's 36 degrees. It honestly doesn't feel that bad. We've been in the 30s for a few weeks now. No snow yet. Yesterday, insanely foggy. So fireworks, kind of a no-go. But here we are, January 1st, 2026. Trail a day, day 1. When I decided that I wanted to do this series, I originally wanted to do a trail a day, a hike a day. Thing is, I work a full-time job, and I'm also a mom. So it's just not that realistic. And there's no reason to go that hard on myself and set unrealistic expectations. So I'm just gonna do as many as I possibly can. I'm thinking maybe more 2 to 3 hikes a week. So I will be seeing you guys hopefully 2 to 3 times a week on the trails. I think something that is finally motivating me to just post it anyways, I feel like I have gotten to a point in my life where I don't really have any hobbies. Hiking used to be my big main hobby. And photography and hiking. And then I feel like life just gets so busy, or you get sick, or God knows what, and you lose time to do your hobbies. So much time that it makes it difficult for you to want to pick them up again. And I definitely was raised being a perfectionist, as many of us are, and I just don't think it's all that healthy. Perfectionism is not human. It's not. We are all so imperfect. But I think that that's what also makes us all so unique and cool and weird and different. I mean, look at this chaos right here. It's not perfect, but it's absolutely beautiful. Fallen branches, mossy rocks, things growing in places that you think would never see growth again. I always see tree stumps that have 2 to 3, sometimes 4 brand new trees growing out of them. I feel like the forest can really teach you a lot. Being out in nature in general, it can remind you of a lot of things that you maybe have forgotten, and also teach you how to slow down and just have an appreciation for the little things that we take for granted. I just found this little guy, and then I looked to my right. Oh, check that out. Next time I'll bring my mushroom book. We can start identifying the names of some of these things. Look, there's some more hiding in here. How cool. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch back there. It's all over the place. Oh, look at this one. The reason why I picked hiking up as a hobby is because I had never really been a fan of the gym. Pretty bad anxiety. I cannot go to most places, most crowded places, such as like Target, malls, anywhere that's crowded, anywhere that has fluorescent lights, by myself without having a panic attack. I don't know what it is. I feel like ever since COVID and the lockdown, it honestly kicked in a year before all of that. I developed, ooh, wait. like to think that whenever I find little fungi and mushroom perches like that on trees, that a little fairy uses it at home. But what I was saying is, I have terrible anxiety, and going on hikes were genuinely the only way that I can get out of the house. So yeah, 2019, I developed an agoraphobic-like anxiety. If I left my house and had to go to a crowded place, even with people that I knew and felt comfortable with, my legs would go numb. I would feel a shock go through my spine. My arms would go numb. And I felt like I was gonna fall over. Like, that was pretty much the feeling that I would get. And I still have that to this day. It's not as bad as what it used to be. But 2020 hit, I got pregnant. So I was pregnant through the whole lockdown phase of life. And after I had my baby, everything was still pretty weird in the world. Everything is still pretty weird, honestly. The way that I got out of the house with my baby, there's a branch stuck in her tail. The way that I got out of the house with my baby was going on hikes. From when she was 6 months old, I used to live down in San Diego, California, where it's all deserty hiking terrain. I started with hiking with her on my back. I can insert a few photos from back then. I also was getting ready to get married, so I really wanted to get active again, get back into shape, and just have like a bonding experience with my daughter and have something special between me and her that we both loved. I always loved nature, which is why I moved where I live now. I don't know, I've always had such a deep connection with it growing up, and I really wanted that for her too. So what better way to instill that in her than take her out to it, right? So from 6 months, I started hiking with her on my back. Ooh, look at this one. So cute. Hold on. I really thought it was going to be too cold to see any mushrooms, but they're still a good amount out here. So yes, 6 months, I started with hiking with her on my back, all the way into the point where even when she could walk, I would still put her on my back. I would have her walk, and then she would get tired, put her on my back. I think the last time I hiked with her on my back, she was 3, maybe 4 years old. She was heavy, but I did it, and we loved it. When she was 3 years old, we had already moved up here, and she did a 7-mile hike with a little over 2,000 feet of elevation, nearly by herself. I just remember it was out in Mount Rainier National Park. It was the Narada Falls to Reflection Lake loop, and I just remember we had hit Reflection Lake and continued on up quickly because we saw a bear. Continued on up and ran into a group of backpackers that were sitting down to take a break. And there was just this 3-year-old with a puffy diaper butt. Yeah, she just strolled right on past them, and they were like, well, alrighty then. I had my backpack with me, I do remember that. Arm's getting tired. So at some points I definitely did have to pop her back up onto my back, but she was a big girl at that point. She was almost 4 years old, so she was getting heavy. She did most of the walking completely by herself. And now she's in school, so we don't get to adventure as much as we used to, but she loves camping. She still likes going out on the trails. She doesn't really like the long drives to some of the more epic trails, but if there's a waterfall involved or snow, she loves it. I never wanted to own a selfie stick, but for this instance, it feels pretty nice because my arm is getting tired. Now in my current phase of life, I, every single day, wish I could be hitting the trails, but there's a lot of days where I wanted to go on the trail by myself to have a baby-free moment, toddler-free moment, and I would have mom guilt because that's what we always did together, you know? I would feel bad if I didn't bring her with me, but I feel like I deserve some alone time as well. So I guess getting back out on the trails now is more than just a bonding experience for me and my daughter. It's a bonding experience with myself and me trying to find myself outside of being a mom at this point. I've been working from home full-time since 2020, since I was pregnant, and I've also been a full-time stay-at-home mom since the very beginning, since she was born, all the way until she started kindergarten this year. So you could say my nervous system needs a little bit of a break. I've basically been, on top of the daily general anxiety that I have, I've been in a constant state of fight or flight because I've been having to work my full-time job while also dealing with a toddler being in my house 24/7. And yes, I know that's a lot of us, but that doesn't make it any easier, you know? It's a hard life. It's a very difficult life, but I am very grateful for it, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I don't want somebody else raising my kid, having to put her into daycare every day. So, I don't complain. I'm very, very grateful that I got to experience that. But now that she is in school, and now that she's a little bit more independent, I think I do deserve to have a little bit of time to myself. I found nature's boogers. Check that out. Ew. Okay, well, enough blabbing about me. I mean, I guess this is my channel. See, that's the other thing. I hate talking about myself. I feel like nobody cares. I don't know. But then I go online and I watch people talk about themselves. So, I don't know. I will share my story to an extent, just so I'm hoping to reach an audience that relates to me in some form, some extent, whether it be the anxiety, whether it be the mom guilt, whether it be the nature loving. I hope that it just resonates with someone. Otherwise, why am I doing this? I guess that's the next question. Let's figure that out. Don't they usually say to not walk on trees like that in case it's rotted and you fall into it? YOLO. Okay. Why am I doing this? Beyond the kind of reasoning that I just explained of allowing myself to come out here and not feel guilt and find myself again, I'm coming out here because I just love it. I do. It's so quiet. I don't feel overstimulated. I don't feel anxious. I mean, unless if I find myself on a trail that I've never been on before, by myself, it's close to dark, and I'm lost. But I've been on this trail before, so we're fine. Don't worry, I got you. I have a great appreciation for film, honestly. I do, and that's why it's taken me so long to actually post a YouTube video, is because I've always wanted to create a cinematic masterpiece, right? I've always wanted to make a YouTube channel, but I wanted each video to feel like a movie. And I'm on a budget, honestly. It's not very realistic for me right now. Maybe in the future when I can upgrade my gear and not have to work a full-time job anymore, which would be awesome. If YouTube could one day be my job, I would literally cry, because that's the dream. That's the dream for almost anybody, right? I don't have high expectations of that actually happening, but if it does, I'd be so grateful for you all, and that would be really cool. But this is video one. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So like I mentioned earlier, I've definitely been down this road before. I have recorded the videos, liked them, started editing it, and never edited it to a point that I liked it enough to where I wanted to post it, because it didn't feel perfect, right? So perfectionism, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. I am so perfectly imperfect that this is just gonna have to fit my brand, okay? And I just hope that you guys like it. Or I just hope that you like me blabbing on enough that you stick here around long enough to enjoy it regardless. I promise I can be funny sometimes. I promise. It's the only reason why my husband married me. Like I said, I was sick for 2 months. I'm kind of getting back into it. I also am like not insanely comfortable talking to the camera like this, so we're gonna grow in this together. Over time, the videos are gonna get better. Over time, my dialogue will get better, my editing will get better. So we're gonna experience this together, okay? That's what this will be. It will be a growing experience. And on the flip side, my hiking is gonna get better. My health is gonna get better. Maybe my navigation skills will get better. My preparation will get better. Who knows? It could also get worse, but I really don't see that happening. I just love how the fog sits in the trees. Fog sitting in the trees and beams of sunlight shining through. Those are my two favorite things when I go on a hike. All right, you see this trail's called Stumps? We will eventually go down that trail one day. I love that trail. It's like a little zigzag maze of confusion, honestly. But today, we're going down this one. We came from there. I had to do a big old loop because Opal got herself wrapped around me. This trail, I think we'll eventually come up to the sign for it. This trail is my daughter's current favorite trail. It's called Lizard King, and I will show you exactly why it's called that in a minute. Speaking of Lizard King, do you get it? Do you get it now? Just wait for it. Bruh, what are you doing? Opal! Come on, girlfriend. I will say, usually when I make videos that I talk in, I write out a whole script, because I did the Instagram grind for a while, and I had companies sending me stuff that I would have to make reels for, and it's just easier if you have a script. But I don't know, this, I am just turning on the camera and I'm talking, and if I ramble, I'll cut it out, but I'm gonna try and keep this as unedited as possible in all reality. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I feel like what people just really appreciate these days with the decline and cancellation of influencers, people love authenticity. Am I even saying that right? You gotta bear with me right now. My throat, it doesn't hurt anymore, but my voice is still kind of coming back. So if I stumble over my words or have a hard time saying certain words, don't come for me, okay? Okay, gotta keep our eyes out for some lizards. There used to be way more, but we had a windstorm like a month or two ago, and some of the trees got taken out. So we will see what we can find. Do you see that? Are those branches or is that fungi? What the heck? Hold on, let me zoom in. That is so strange. Honestly, reminding me of the final episode of Stranger Things last night. Loki, Vecna, are you in there? Hello, little buddy. Where are all them lizards at, man? At some point when we hit like a certain point on this trail, there will be a bunch of them back to back to back. But I'm surprised I haven't seen another one. Oh, here we go. I just need to call them out. Oh wait, somebody lost a bracelet. We found a big boy. One of them's rotten a little bit. At least they have each other. This tree is covered in these little forest chips. Little fungi potato chips. I see another one. Whoever came out here and put these lizards all over this trail, you know, I just appreciate you. Thank you for making the trails more fun for the kids. There's something else that I always see on trails in my neighborhood. If there's a tree stump, or if there's like a tree that had a big branch come off of it, so there's like a big flat surface where that branch used to be, people will put funny faces on them. They'll basically like use little pebbles, rocks for the eyes, and then small curved sticks for the mouth. So it's fun. It's a fun, easy way to get your kids to enjoy being on the trails. It's like, let's go look for funny faces. Let's go look for lizards. Holy crap. Look at this big guy. Imagine these were actually real though. I would be dying and Opal would be losing her shit. Oh, wait, look at these. It's like an apartment complex for fairies. I see a bright orange one. Out of this whole trail that I've been on so far, I've only run into people twice. Pretty dang good. That's what I love out here. The forest that I'm in, I think it's like 800 acres. It's huge. And I have been hiking these trails for a little over a year now, and I've barely scratched the surface. I mean, once I find a new trail and I'm comfortable with that trail, I do that trail a couple of times before I venture onto another trail. But with this series, we will explore every single trail in this forest eventually. Maybe it's 500 acres. I don't know, it's a lot. And they were actually planning on logging 80% of it a couple months ago. There was a petition going around to prevent it, and I think they at least got it delayed for now. Oh, here's another one. Alright guys, we are coming towards the end of this trail, so if you stuck around to this point, I just want to say thank you for so much for hanging out with me and listening to me rant and blabble on about a bunch of random stuff. I feel like I was kind of all over the place. I feel like when I hit the trail and I talk, whether it's to myself or someone else, it really is the most clarity and easiest time I have to get my thoughts out. But at the same time, it still feels so chaotic and all over the place. So it kind of just puts into perspective how chaotic my brain really is on a day-to-day when I'm not out in a quiet, peaceful, beautiful place like this. So I'm hoping over time of coming out here more and more and getting my thoughts out more frequently, that they will become a little bit more organized, easier to get out in a more organized fashion, make a little bit more sense. I mean, I'm hoping all of this did make sense, and I hope that you guys enjoyed our little conversation. Whoa, I just found a gnarly looking tree. It's not on the trail. Come over here. Do you see that? What the heck? I haven't seen a single tree out here that's had this many mushrooms on it. This is insane. Looking pretty rough in some areas, but that's just so cool. Look at, like, no other tree in this area is like that. I wonder where that trail goes. I've never even noticed this trail here. The trail I take is over there. Super cool. Dude, do you see this? Okay, first, look at this cutie. Hello. But then you come up here. Well, that was a pretty cool way to end this trail. I do still have a little bit more to go, but it's gonna take... Oh, dang, I thought that was a slug. It was a pine cone. Very wet pine cone. I do see banana slugs out here quite often, though. Oh, but yeah, man, that tree was covered in mushrooms. That was so cool. Yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for listening. I really hope that I have found a few people that understand what it's like to have anxiety, understand what it's like to be a mom with anxiety, understand what it's like to work from home full-time with a toddler in the house, which we can get more into on a different day. Ooh, come on, girl. She finds these random patches that she just goes to town sniffing on. Like, what do you think was there that left a scent that was rank enough for her to want to be like, this is the spot. I'm gonna hang out here for a minute. Okay, well, think this might be a good point to leave you guys off at. Have fun finding your way out of here. Bye. I'm just kidding. I would never leave you like that. No friend left behind, especially in the wilderness. Imagine if I did that though. Maybe one day I'll leave my phone on the trail and we'll see what we'll capture. I could go camping and maybe there'll be a trail connected to the campsites that I can leave my phone on and we can capture some wildlife. This tree looks like it's about to fall over. How much longer do you think that guy has? Just rotting away. It's been a while since I've been out on this trail. Whenever I get towards the end, I always forget. I just came up to a 4-way split. I think I'm supposed to go straight. Guess we'll see. If anything, I'll just look at all trails. There's not an exact trail on all trails for this trail. I just passed another small group of people while I was still recording. See, that's something I don't know if I would ever be able to do. Recording while people are watching me. Oh man. Y'all got some balls to be able to do that. Be able to not even like just be recording out in public, but like doing some embarrassing stuff out in public. I mean, I'm not even, props to you, dude. Props to you. There's that one guy that always asks people to record him in like Targets and Costco's, and then he like dances or does something maxing. I don't know. Cringe maxing? Look maxing? I'm not hip with any of the Gen Z lingo or TikTok lingo. Just came up to another group of people while recording. That always happens as I'm like at the very beginning or the very end of the trail. So I will probably leave you guys off a little bit earlier than coming to the very end until I build up my confidence in recording while there's other people around. I just need to learn to not care. Okay? 2026, the year of not caring. At least not caring what other people think, right? That's why I'm doing this right now in the first place. Don't care what the editing looks like. Don't care what the video looks like. Don't care if anybody watches this or doesn't. Just gonna post it anyways. So, here's to video number 1. I'm just gonna post it anyways. Have a great day, guys.